Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas Eve.
Buenos
Man, look at
dias.
this. I feel special. I get to spend a little time on Christmas Eve with the big Charlie. What's up, brother?
How's it going, my friend?
Good, man. Told the family, I said, I got my Q&A, Tuesday's Q&A. And they're like, it's Christmas Eve. I said, hey, man, contractors don't stop working.
There you go.
And it's a good time not to be in that house. And they're cooking and cleaning and putting up last minute decorations and getting frustrated with everything. I don't need to be there. How you doing, brother?
I'm all right. Ready for all of this mess to be over.
Man, I tell you, a couple more days and then we'll get past New Year's and we are set. Hey, real quick, today's Q&A. I was telling Charlie earlier, wanted to kind of go through one big question in a group that me and Charlie are in. One of the younger guys had asked how much. This is his first year in business. Next year he wants to try to plan. He was asking how much money should he try to earn because he doesn't have a clue. We're going to answer that, but then a couple of contractors I've been working with recently. It's frustrating as hell, but it's really frustrating when they ask me, well, where should I post? What should I post? And I'm like, dude, I've got 20 or 30 videos already talking about that. But it's crazy. So we're going to answer which platforms to post on, how often you should post on them, and what you should post, which is pretty big. But before we get into all that, Merry Christmas, Charlie. You guys ready?
I am. But the wife and I decided this year we're not really going to do anything for each other. It was all about the kids and the grandkids. So tomorrow is just a matter of cooking that prime rib roast and being a carnivore all day long.
Who cooks that? You or
I do. I do.
How do you cook it? My wife sent me a video because I made her buy me one. I said that's what I want for Christmas, and then she said, well, you're going to cook it, and she sent me a video. I haven't even watched the video yet.
Have you? Did you get yours with the bone in or boneless?
Yes, bone in.
Bone in. I slice my bone off. Mm-hmm. Those are basically your ribs.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will just slice them. They say you can leave them on for flavor. I don't think they add that. It doesn't make that much of a difference. But I'll take the bones and I'll tie mine up to the top because that rib cap up at the very top, that's the most flavorful. And if you're slow roasting it and you want it to stay good and pink, if you don't put that bone on top, see, it's going to turn a little brown on you. Get a little overdone, not a lot, but a little bit. So I just tie the bones with string right over that top and cook it to about whatever. I can't remember what the number is. It's like 165 or so because I like mine medium rare.
Yeah, I'm with you. And then
that'll keep it all pink, all even, and you won't have any issues with one part being a little overcooked more than the other.
That makes sense. So you use the bone as like a shield.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a nice thick shield. It's about an inch and a half. Yeah. And then you can save those ribs. Either you can have them yourself or you can give them to your dogs. Will love that. Ours do.
Oh man, yeah, that's for sure. And then if you guys are watching on YouTube, leave in the comments how you cook your roast. So
leave it out overnight. Let the air get to it.
Is that right?
Yeah, leave it in the fridge overnight. Just go ahead and season it all up. Mm-hmm. And let the the flavor build. However, whatever you're going to add. Some people will just add salt. I add butter, garlic, and salt. But go ahead and just put it in the refrigerator. You can do the same thing with just a steak. Yeah. Just let it sit overnight on a rack. Let the open air hit it. Makes it a lot better.
Yeah. All right. I trust you. So, hey, today's a good one. Q&A. It's I don't want to say it's the last Q&A. One, it's the last Q&A of the year, but it's next year, we're going to be doing Monday and Thursday. It's not going to be called Q&A. It's going to be Monday is going to be the Monday Motivation. It's going to be the all about personal development and my program, Mental Martial Arts. So we're going to be spending 30 minutes to an hour doing that podcast, and I'll be bringing on some other guests. And then Thursday is going to be the Master Your Business, Dominate Your Trade. So we'll still be answering the business questions in that segment, but hoping to bring in some other business owners and interview. But those it's going to be those two instead of just concentrating on the questions. On Thursdays, we'll still be answering the questions, but that's our goal for next year is the Monday Night Motivation, personal development, mental martial arts, defend yourself against your toughest opponent, you. And then Thursday will be the master your business and dominate your trade. So with that, hey, Charlie, I know you, I'm going to start with the whole, how much money should I try to earn in a year? And I know you had reached out, you told me, you kind of chuckled and said, I also read that. And another question that was in there was from a different person, and maybe I'll get into that next week or something, but he had talked about retirement and IRAs and that stuff. But what would you say to some young guy or somebody just in business, setting a goal for themselves to earn some money? What do you think they should shoot for?
Well, I think to an extent, it's like, there's so many different people in the world. A lot of it depends upon what kind of life you want to live. When I started out, I just wanted to make sure I could pay my bills and have a little left over and go on vacation when I wanted. But some guys want a lot more than that. And the older I've gotten, I can't make enough money. I don't care what it is, because, we've tried to set aside, and we've done pretty well. I mean, we basically hit retirement money around the time I turned about 50, 51. But I seem to have gotten a little more greedier and greedier as time has gone on. You want to live a good life. You want to make sure that you have enough for your family. If you do leave, you have to sort of have a plan for that, and that doesn't necessarily mean life insurance. You've talked about it 100 times, is building your business to where your business could actually take care of your family when you're gone. That's the same thing as a life insurance policy.
It is
in a different way, but always try to make as much money as you can, and the more you make, you're going to sort of figure out that you may never feel like you have quite enough. And you and I work very well in life, but both of us still want to make as much.
Yeah, still want to make more. And that's almost, because it's the kind of the running joke in a lot of construction forums when people ask how much should I charge to do a certain task. My answer never changes. It's as much as the homeowner is willing to pay. And it's not that I'm greedy. It's just you're worth that much.
Right.
And if you charge them $10, they're going to pay you the $10. You charge them, $1,000, they're going to pay you the $1,000. If the value is there. So it's kind of like that. I think I answered it that way. Was like as much as you can. I mean, but I understand the whole goal setting thing that he wants to do. But you were going to say something. Go ahead.
No, just you want to make, again, $75,000 for some guys. That's a ton of money.
Yeah.
$750,000 for some people is not quite enough. So it's where do you want to be? How soon do you want to get there? And you have to sort of figure that out yourself. You have to pay all your bills. You have to pay your company's bills, and you have to have enough left after to take care of a vacation or two for your family. And then you always want to make sure you put a little bit back.
Yeah.
That's just the way I've looked at it. And every year it's gotten to be more and more that I want to earn. And you've actually made me worse at that, not wanting to stop working because I want to make as much as I can.
And I had answered it like that. I remember answering it as in, you got to answer some questions first, as in, how much money do you need to make? So look down, like you just said, look at all your bills.
That's where you start.
Yeah. So how much do you need to make? And, write that down. And then ask yourself, how much do you want to make? And, and that you can, kind of get crazy with. But then it's like, what are you willing to give up? And then the next third question is, how many hours do you want to work? Yeah. How many hours do you want to put in to get that? And it kind of starts with that. Do you want to be the guy doing the 60, 70, 80 hours a week, doing everything, having a part-time helper, and, just especially in hardwood flooring, you can make easy, 150, 200 grand profit just with a part-time helper. If you want to put in the hours, but then do you want to spend that many hours edging and scraping corners and wiping on stain and all of that stuff? So you got to ask that, or do you want to make, 300, 400, 500,000 a year and only work, 10, 15 hours a week? Both are doable. One's just going to take longer than the other and a different skill set. Well,
it's also all mood. If you don't have the business, you have to figure out how to get that business.
And that's the whole part. It's like, but at least he's asking the questions.
Right.
So that kind of made me happy. But if you kind of, but man, I asked those, like when I got into construction, and I'm gonna piss some construction guys off right now. But when I got into construction, my biggest problem was I hung around construction guys. And it's just like the conversations that they had every day. They had to be at, they had to leave work by 2:30. At 2 o'clock, start cleaning up, because 2:30 we need to be on the road. Happy hour starts at 3:30, and they had to be at the bar.
Yeah.
And they stayed there until freaking 6 or 7. Some of them stayed until it freaking closed, and that was every day. And then they looked, forward to the weekends, the 3-day weekends. It was never any type of, personal development or saving money or any of that stuff. It was like, if they had money, they were spending money. If they were broke, they were borrowing money to spend money that they didn't have. And that went on for a couple of years. And I just, but they were doing better than all the relatives that I grew up that were living off of, the welfare check and food stamps. So to me, they looked, extremely rich.
Yeah.
It's just the conversations that you have. So if you're used to making, and a lot of guys are, profit wise, somewhere between 30 and 50 grand is probably above average for most people. In construction, it probably goes from like 35 to 65 for whatever reason. And so if you're stuck, or if you're used to making 35, and somebody tells you, like you just said, well, yeah, you should be shooting for at least 75 or 125. That's almost
75 is minimum.
Yeah, that's mind-boggling to a lot of guys. But you got to ask the questions. I'm not a big Bible guy, used to be, but it says if you ask, you shall receive. You got to ask the right questions. You'll start getting the right answers. And when something like when you say something, how much money you make, and you're just kind of working part-time on your own, by yourself, that blows people away. They're like, oh my God. But it's doable. You got to ask the right questions. And the biggest thing is you got to talk to the right people. And getting advice on Facebook kills me.
Right. So you have to surround yourself with smart people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I tell you, it's like my friend Jim Rohn, mentor, still one of my favorite quotes of his was, I wish everyone to become a millionaire, not because of the money, but because of the type of person you have to become a millionaire. And it took me a while to get it, but it made sense later on. Is because if you're used to charging $1, $2 a foot, it's hard to get to imagine charging $9 a foot or even $3 a foot. And it really is the mental part. And that's why we talked, my team, I was like, man, it's like, because they've been pushing me, and Dave Adams, that has been pushing me, because when he met me, that's all I did was the mental martial arts, and that's his favorite. And that's why we said, yeah, let's do an hour of that every week, the whole personal development, because nothing in your life is going to change until you change, and people just don't get it.
Well, it took you a long time. Well, I say a long time. It took you months to beat into me that I needed to go up on my prices, even a little bit. I mean, guys get into that mindset, and I was scared to death I was going to run off not just new clients, but some of my old ones. And it's funny, I've built a lot more new clientele since I went up on prices. And the only thing, the drawback has been some of the people that I had been given the same price to for years. They gave a little bit of pushback initially. And I lost a few clients over it, but now they don't have anybody taking care of their floors either. So You just get yourself mentally adjusted to the fact that not only should you go up on your price, but the fact that they will pay you if you do. It's just a matter of getting the right.
And I don't know, I guess you do the math, but if you go up on your prices by 20%, and you lose 20% of your clients, I mean, you're still almost, you're doing less work, making the same amount of money.
Right.
Yeah. So it is. So Christmas Eve, let's talk about, and I think, we did that mastermind last week or something, but, and I had mentioned a couple of times about the whole video, and I've been doing a lot of work and some coaching with some other guys who know more than me. And I've been preaching and screaming videos since 2004. but the whole platform thing is so. People ask me which platforms should you post on. I mean, you almost want to say all the free ones, and they're almost all free. There may be some that aren't free, but I think 99% of them are free. But nothing is free. So even if you're posting on them, you're still taking your own time to post on them. But most guys do. I mean, you can sit there and drink a cup of coffee in your van when you get to the job site to start posting stuff.
Right.
So I don't say all of them, but I do say pick 3, maybe 5. And for me, the numbers are the Google Business Profile. You like to do the Yelp and the Bing, which I kind of lump them all into together. But then your YouTube for sure, your YouTube Shorts. Those are both look like they're both on the same platform, but they just get shown. They're different. You got to treat them as different. And then you got Facebook for sure, Instagram, and TikTok. I wasn't huge on TikTok, and I stayed away from it until just recently. And now it's probably our number one focus, not in the hardwood flooring business. That's up to my daughter and her partner, and we've got a big meeting about it next week to push it. But the blue collar crews and business owners, the people that you can reach on TikTok, is huge. So we're doing a lot on that right now. We're even going to start running ads. And you mentioned it because you went for Christmas, and you didn't you mention some kind of book or something that you got a program?
Yeah, I need to send that. I was going to send that to you and David. My daughter actually has that now. She's not doing construction work. She's doing online teaching with how to sell stuff and make money off Amazon. Not just also by doing reviews and all. So she's got this. It's not a book, but it's just it's about 6-7 pages. It walks you through how to do, when to do, what times you should post things. But so that to me, the TikTok, if you're going to do something online, like you're selling courses or you're doing like that, TikTok is the best. You're going to get more people out of that than anything.
Yeah.
To me, a construction guy like we are, I always thought Facebook was the best because you're dealing almost directly with homeowners. And a lot of guys say, well, you're only going to get the cheap folks. Well, you're going to get cheap folks calling you off Google too.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to get a mixture of both.
So Facebook and Google are number one. Maybe Instagram is sort of 3 because you still are dealing with sort of Facebook users, because that's what I think Instagram and Facebook are tied. But YouTube is a big deal. I mean, I've been shocked at how many clients locally have found me on YouTube. Nobody off TikTok, but I think you need all 5.
Yeah, I do. And then because to be honest, is the election is what made me take a second look at TikTok, and it was because of Charlie Kirk. I think Kirk is his last name. Young kid, 30 something maybe. I don't think he's 40 yet, but he played a huge role in helping Trump get elected. And his TikTok thing I think he's like the number one TikTok thing or something. It's like the numbers that he was talking about were crazy. And he said the people that he was able to convince to not only register to vote, but to go and vote, he talked about it. He said it was all like plumbers and electricians, and he went down the list, and I was like, shit, that sounds like all the people I want to try to be in front of. I said, I better second guess and look at the whole TikTok thing. I
thought for your platform, TikTok was, I think I told you that.
Yeah. Yeah.
TikTok for you selling your training, it and YouTube have got to be, top of the list.
Yeah. And then, I just paid for some courses and some stuff with Gary Vee, who I've always admired anyway. But he's the same thing. He's like, TikTok, and all the other ones also. But he's always been a big TikTok guy, even way back when. And I don't think they're still talking about banning it or not banning it. And I don't know if they ever will. But yeah, so I'm with you. It's like I say pick a good 3 of 5 and post on them. If you don't have Gary Vee's book, which is Day Trading Mindset. What's it called? I don't want to lie to you. Day Trading Attention. How to actually build brand and sales in the new social media world. So I'm going through that for the second time. But and Facebook has taken is changing right now, because Facebook used to be you'd post on Facebook and the only people that saw it were people who were following you or your friends, and even they didn't see it most of the time. But they're doing more like TikTok is doing now, where it's your interest. They have the interest algorithms to where you start showing up in front of people who are interested in whatever it is that you're tagging it, titling it, that kind of stuff. So you're able to reach newer people on Facebook now more than you ever have before. So it's like, pick the 3 or the 5 and concentrate on those. So
but Google, don't ever leave out Google, anybody.
I'm telling you, and we talked about it during the mastermind, is I don't want to be the yellow pages guy. So when Google, if it ever does become obsolete, and I don't think it will, because there's just too much money and they're always trying to stay in the forefront, and their AI is going to be bigger and better than anybody's, because they've got so much information that they've stored for so long. It's crazy, but it's all get in the habit of posting. It just is. I was talking to a contractor today, and I was just going, because this is the next one. How often should I post? That's the question. How often should I post? And I said, I'll pay somebody really good money if they can convince me that there's no reason not to post at least 3 times a day. I said, it should be more than that, but it should be minimum 3 times a day. I was like, convince me otherwise. I said, you have the perfect camera right on your, always on you. I said, you show up to the job site. It's 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever it is. You hit go live either on YouTube or just record it. And you say, hey, happy homeowner, we're over here in wherever, Dallas, Texas. Man, today we got a good one. We're painting this house. And you go around and you show them what you're going to be doing. And you explain to them why you're doing that. Lunchtime comes around, you say, hey, back over here at such and such at, whatever. And you remember from this morning, we wanted to get this done. And here it is lunchtime. We're, the guys are taking a break. And I wanted to show you how much we can get done in a couple of hours. It's amazing. And you show them everything's taped off or plasticed off in your vacuum, and you show how much you got done. Or maybe you ran into a problem and you explain that. And boom, there's 2 videos, 2 minutes, 3 at the most. And then the end of the day, it's like, hey, we're cleaning up, getting ready to get out of here. I want you to see the job site. This is how we leave every job site. We clean up. Sometimes, if you don't clean up, tell them you don't clean up. Tell them why you don't clean up, whatever it is. But there's
don't tell them you don't clean up.
But that's true. I mean, there's no, I mean, you can do it a couple of times in between. Cause like, if you run into a problem, and we always do, man, pull out your phone, do a quick, 30-second video, a minute video.
Yes.
Yeah. Say, hey, we just ran into this problem, man, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to fix it. I want you guys to see how we're going to fix it or what happens. These things, so there's no reason not to have at least 3 videos. You can go live on YouTube, whatever, Facebook, if you have the following. You can do the 2-minute, 3-minute, 4-minute video. It's on YouTube. And then if you want to get home and instead of watching Netflix, you sit down behind your computer, you can take that 3-minute video and you can slice it up to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, anything under a minute, and start doing your YouTube shorts, your Instagram, your Facebook reels, the TikTok stuff. And just from a 2 or 3 minute video, you've got 3 or 4 more things to post and chop up, which gives you more time to add your hashtags and all of that stuff. So I mean, so the guys who say they can't even post once a day is killing me. I'm like, and I talked to a contractor like last week, and he was going to hire someone to do his social media, and I said, well, dude, I said, it's you. I said, it's you. I said, I'm all for hiring someone to do your social media, but if you don't take the pictures, if you don't do the recording, how can they post something? You want them to go online and just make shit up? I mean, and I told her, I said, hey, I said, my daughter, her partner, and everyone that works for them have to do videos. They have to take pictures. Our subcontractors know that, hey, when you show up, do a video first thing in the morning. They have to send it to her. Just so she's kind of keeping track. And it almost like a lot of times she'll be there or her partner will be there just to see what it is. But if they're not, it's like, it's just too easy to like, hey, Danielle, hey, Miguel, we're over here, boom, boom, boom. Here's what we're going to get done today, boom, boom, yada, 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 and send it. It's a good way to keep track of what's going on. They're not going to do it 3 times a day, but we definitely like the end of the day. Let's, show us what got done so we know where we're at on the schedule. And as a business owner, it's good for you to just be there at the end of the day or the first time, but there's just no reason not to do the videos. None.
I always liked when you would post your videos back when you were doing the only wood floor stuff. When you first would get to a job, explain where you were, what you were about to do, and you show a little bit of the guys getting started. But I always thought that was a good lead in, and then you could post another 1, 2, or 3 during that day or over the next couple of days.
Yeah,
that walk up when you first go in, that's all, the total before. I think that's always great for potential clients to see.
Yeah, and especially like we do some, major freaking monster houses, even some of the smaller ones that are in these, multi-million-dollar areas like Newport Beach and Laguna Beach and Emerald Bay, and it's like they're just right on the sand and like got this, 40-foot yacht in the days. Like I always love doing those videos. I'll start right at the beach and go, man, we're working on the good one now. And you turn around, and those are great because other clients eventually see it going, oh shit, man, if they're working on that, I don't even know. It's like, man, it's like they just, okay, if they're good enough for them, they're good enough for me. Or they almost expect you to be expensive,
which is not a bad thing.
No. So it's so that was so you got to 3 to 5 platforms. How often should you post? As much as you can, pretty much. I don't know if you can overdo it. Gary Vee says you can't, but I'm not telling guys to get crazy, but there really isn't any reason, even if it's just 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon before you leave. And we do, we're rewriting out or changing our system a little bit of how we do the proposals and the consultations and stuff, meaning when the sales guys show up to measure and meet with the homeowner and that stuff, is they've been slacking. Even myself, because I've been going out with some of these guys and I've been slacking. So I said, no, you got to have that freaking checklist. And there's no way you can, because when we're there, we're making the connection and all that stuff. That's part of the sales. But a big part of our system is all the before pictures as soon as you get there. But the biggest one is we love to do the video, and right now we're doing like 70%, and it needs to be 100%. Again, there's no reason not to have the video. One, the homeowner, and people ask me, man, how do you get the video testimonials? I'm gonna do the what does Trump call it when he flies way out and then brings it back in or something? He calls it something because he never stays on topic. But it's because you're doing these videos all the time. The homeowner expects you to do a freaking video testimonial at the end, and they're usually in the video already somewhere during the process. But we start off with even during the consultation is if I'm at your house, I say, hey Charlie, bear with me real quick, and I'll say, okay, hey guys, I'm over here, blah blah blah, address. I'm with Charlie Engel, and here's what we're looking at. He's got a hand distressed floor. And boom, 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 it's this, with that. We're going to sand it down. We're going to get out 80-90% of the hand distress. It's going to be this. We got these rooms, and we walk through the house, all the different rooms. Got some areas over here that need more attention with the putty or this, or there's some termite boards back here in the back. We're going to change these. And hey, Charlie, I didn't miss anything. Did I? We talked about? No, okay, boom, boom, boom. And then if I see some paint chips here or there, something broke, I'll get that in the camera, the video, boom. And then that video is the one that we use for, like, if I'm sending a subcontractor over there, or it may be 3 months that they call us back. Sometimes it'll be a year later they call us back. And I'll send that video to the homeowner going, here's what we talked about when I was there last year. Has anything changed? Or I'll send that video to the subcontractor, so when he shows up, he knows everything. And usually, either me or one of the project managers, somebody will be there with them to introduce them to the homeowner and all that crap. But worst case, but they already know when they get there what they're expecting. So it just really helps, because you know what you're doing when you get there. You're not thinking about it. You may need to throw something extra on the band, whatever it is. So that helps. But if someone couldn't be there, and you were my subcontractor, I say, shit, Charlie, I can't be there, man. I got to do this, this, or this. Here's the video. Here's what you expected. Man, you show up, you say, hey, Mr. Adams, yeah, I know we're going to be doing this and that. And in there's a couple of boards in the back we're going to be, and the homeowner's like, oh shit, it sounds like you already been here. Boom, boom, boom. So again, there's no reason not to do that video. And that video, you don't have to post all over the fucking place. That's just for you and your business. But but even me, I'm the video dude. I'll slack and mess up sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I would just tell guys, don't post a bunch of nonsense. Post what makes people trust you and what will make them want to hire you. Don't get into all this, weird nonsense that some guys are getting into.
Well, yeah, we know. And then, well, the TikTok thing is like the music in the background and stuff. There's some reasons for that. The algorithms and stuff, like it's a popular song or something, TikTok will show the video more, and it's okay. But turn it down in the background and use these videos to build that relationship, to, right. Saying hi, letting them know you. And I have said this, but I don't say it enough. And Gary Vee got me to make sure I say it even more by telling contractors, like, I understand you don't want to be the face of the video and all this other stuff. There's a lot of people making videos that you don't ever have to be on screen. I tell people all the time, it's like, dude, get over it. You're going to eventually show up at the lady's house and she's going to see you. So, I mean, but until you get more
comfortable. Finally broke me of that, so I don't mind being in front of the camera as much now.
Yeah, but there, again, there's no reason not to do the video. You don't have to you can be back here talking and just right. Show everything that you're talking about. And then later on, you can slowly get in front of it if you want. But there's a lot of people making videos. They're never in the video. They're just, showing stuff. And I haven't seen them recently, but a lot of people make money on videos where they're just unwrapping shit,
right?
Like gifts or toys and stuff. And I would never think you could make money doing that, but I would have never thought you could make money playing video games and people just watch you and you're playing
kidding, right?
So yeah, it's just the only reason someone's not making video is them, and that's a them problem. I don't know what to tell them. So that last question was, what should I post? And we just answered that a lot. And I got a lot more to say about that because there's never any. I mean, it's an endless supply of content that you can post. I'll let you start and then I'll add to it.
No, I think you should always post the before and after shots. Then, you want to give, the tips are what really give you a lot of traffic most of the time on your videos, especially on TikTok. But it's better, as you saw when I sent you the difference in the one post where it was just music and then the one where I was talking. It's basically the same video.
Yeah. But anyway, identical video except for the music and you talking.
Right. So, people love to see you working. And then, I haven't gotten to this yet. And I need to this next year, but the client testimonials, I think that would even help, along with a little bit of a short video of somebody's job and then a quick testimonial added to that video. I think would go a long ways for people or for guys who want to grow.
The video testimonials are key, man. They're key. But so out of everything that we just said, and again, if you're on YouTube, you're watching this, video, hit the subscribe button down below, hit the bell so you get notifications. Leave some feedback in the comments. You can buy us a cup of coffee. But so everything that we already talked about, all of that stuff, I mean, you're never going to run out.
Right.
But say a guy's not working, whatever, and you just add to it is, man, you can go to Home Depot or around here we have Ganal Lumber. There's a lot of supply houses. You can go to your own supply houses and just start making videos about products. Like you posted something the other day. I think it was just Merry Christmas to myself or something. It was your van. Well, I think it was just a picture, but it was your van, and it looked like you were getting ready to go in and get some supplies in the background. It looked like hardwood.
Oh yeah, I was going to Woodcraft. That's one of my favorite stores when I have a nickel to spend.
Yeah. So even that, I mean,
but that keeps you out in front of people, and and also if you tag that business, you're getting not just people that are following you and your business, but you're getting the people that are following those businesses.
Yeah. So even that's a 30-second, minute video, whatever you want. Man, I'm over here, blah, blah, blah. This is one of my favorite stores. And here's why it's my favorite store for picking up supplies. Man, you can go in and you're going to see Loba on the shelf, Pro Coat on the shelf, Bona on the shelf. These are finishes for people who don't know. And I want to say, and Street Shoot. I mean, you'll see a bunch of them. But man, just walk in and make a video. Here's all the different finishes at the same supply house, yada, yada, yada. And here's why I choose this one. Boom. Or you don't have to do that. You can just open up your van. Here's some of the products that in everything that you use. Here's the product that I use, and here's why I use it. And that's a video.
If you've got a tool,
terry cloth, terry cloth towel versus flannel towels. And I know you like to use these microfiber towels. That's a video telling homeowners why you choose that. If you're if you're a painter and you got different brushes and different rollers and different little sponge pads, videos. Here's what I use. Here's why I use it. Here's where I get it. I mean, hell, you can get an Amazon affiliate link if you want to do that. And you don't have, and you can put in the video. You don't even have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's to get it. There's a link below. You can order it on Amazon. And to be honest, I get a little bit of credit for that. Thank you. You may make a couple of dollars. I mean, I don't know, but so it's never going to be endless. I tell guys all the time, go out to your van, go out to your trailer, whatever it is, and start going through it. Here's the little scraper that we use to get into the corners. Boom, boom, boom. There's different ones. Here's how it does. I think I even have a video on how to scrape corners. And here's the file that we use to sharpen it. Here's how we sharpen it. I mean, it's never an endless. I mean, so that's just all that. I mean, if you want to answer questions, you go to Google, type in any question about your trade, and Google is going to give you 5 or 6 other questions that homeowners ask. There it is, unlimited. You click on one of those suggestions, and then hit the back button. And instead of like 5 suggestions, you'll see 8 suggestions. And every time you click one and back up, Google will give you another 2 or 3 suggestions of what else homeowners have asked about your trade. So you're never going to run out of questions to answer. Boom, those are more videos. You can be like, and just post them everywhere. So you're never going to run out of content. So there's always somewhere to start. And so when the guys, and I guess in the beginning, and for you and I, and I've been doing the videos for so long, it's like when I'm teaching martial arts. Sometimes I'll skip a couple of little parts in the middle. I'll teach 1, 3, 5, and it's really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've done it so many times, I'll skip over. And I've had a couple of guys ask me or see, and they go, "Wait a minute, but you did something in between those numbers." Blah blah blah. And I go, "Shit." I go, "Yeah, I guess you're right." It's like I've done it so many times, I don't even think about it like that anymore. So doing the videos even now is I don't think about it like I should. I'm trying to break it down to make it a little bit easier for guys to pull out that phone and get busy. I've went through so many of these damn things, the selfie sticks and other little. I thought I had one around here, the little prong that stands out, and you could just set it up. Or it just those help, but they also hurt. Meaning, a lot of guys will get somewhere and want to do a video, and they go, "Oh man, I don't have that selfie stick that Brian talked about." It's like that just helps. You don't need it. Just start videoing it. Just make the freaking video. We went a year ago, I guess 2 years ago, whatever. Me and my daughter we went to a biggie 3-day event in Vegas. Gary Vee was there. Patrick Bet-David was there. A bunch of guys. And Alex Hermosa. And the whole event was grow with video. And it was probably 2,000 people there, and everyone in the audience, we were networking and talking. And I thought and I took my daughter because I thought it was going to be a lot of content creator people that she kind of knows and follows. But I bet the audience, 75% of the audience were not construction, but small businesses, and a lot of construction. One lady she sells, spas and jacuzzis, and but all of them were using video to grow their business over and over again, the same way that I've been, telling people. And they were all shocked when they were like, "Well, how long have you been doing a video?" I was like, 2003, 2004. They're like, "What? Wait, YouTube wasn't around then. How could you do it?" I was like, "No, I'm already YouTube."
It's just a big deal. And I don't think guys, it took me a while to catch on. Even though you told me, it took me a while to catch on. And I was very surprised at how fast it takes off once you get started. And once you get going, you don't even think twice about it. It's just, that's what you need to do when you get to a job or when you finish up a job.
And talked to a contractor today that's joining my the Rapid Results coaching. And I told him, I said, we'll do this, once a month. We'll be on the StreamYard here, the Zoom type deal, looking at each other, talking about what you got done, last month, what you need to do next month. We'll see where you're at. Well, you make changes as we need to. I said, but honestly, I said, at minimum twice a week, you're going to have to be checking in with me through text messages and sending me links to the videos that you're doing every day. I said, and I'm going to look at them. I said, and there's no bad video. I said, I'm going to look at all the videos and I'm going to say, damn, Charlie, that was great, man. Let's try it this way next time. But just keep doing them. Just keep doing them. Just keep doing. And every time you send me a video, I'm going to have a little bit of input until I don't have any input. And but shit, it's you just got to do it. Turn the angles this way, but you just but there is no bad video. Just make the damn video, put it on YouTube, and then start sharing it everywhere. And then you can get the assistant and all that crap. But I mean, I've got some VAs that work for us, but you do everything yourself, and they're great. Thank you.
No, I practice. Some in the beginning look very Fred Flintstone-ish, but they've gotten better. A little better, I think.
Yeah. I am going to try. I mean, it's like, and I'm supposed to be an effing comedian. I want to try more to add humor and make some of the videos funnier. So those will probably end up being really bad because when you try to be funny, you end up, being worse than funny. But if you don't try it, shit, how you going to know? And you got to start somewhere. So that's one of our big goals this year. Some of the stuff that we're working on. So we'll see how that goes.
That sounds fun.
Hey, brother. So again, Merry Christmas, man. It's like almost 45 minutes into this. Anything you want to share before we get out of here?
Just everybody have a great Christmas. Enjoy your family while you can.
Yeah, because they grow up, they're gone. And, and it's not the same, like through the text and the videos and my cousin, reached out to me today and, it's just, they're all still back in Carolina and frustrated that I bought this place here because I was on the verge of moving and getting at least closer. And I was like, well, yeah, so, but now I'm still here and you still got somewhere to come and visit. And yeah, but, they want you to be closer, which is a good thing. It's when they don't want you to be. I was going to steal that freaking post that you did today with the picture of Kevin Costner from Yellowstone, and you were talking, and it says, remember during COVID, when people showed up at your house during Christmas, the police would come by and and ask them to leave, and then it's
Does anybody have that service now?
Hey man, it's these guys over here with COVID. You better come get them.
Even without COVID. You remember that? That was the old COVID police that would come and haul people out unwillingly.
Exactly. So, all right, guys. Merry Christmas to everyone. Any questions or anything, hit us up in the comments, and I'll get back to you. Appreciate you being here. And let me right here. What we got? There it is. I'm gonna leave the same way I came in.